A podcast to make you laugh. Bernie, Jeff, Joel, Matt and Gus, they'll sit and talk about what's going on. The news and times. Digression is the main topic line, talking about whatever catches their dime. Come ye all and listen to this comedy so fine, the Rooster Teeth Drunk Tank Podcast. A podcast to make you laugh. Bernie, Jeff, Joel, Matt and Gus, they'll sit and talk about what's going on. The news and times. The digression is the main topic line, talking about whatever catches their dime. Come ye all and listen to this comedy so fine, the Rooster Teeth Drunk Tank Rooster Teeth Drunk Tank Rooster Teeth Drunk Tank Rooster Teeth Podcast.
Okay, so this is the sing-song podcast. Everyone has to do the podcast in sing-song voice. So.
All right, we have to stop and officially recognize whoever turned in that intro.
Yeah, that was great.
That was JJ Brasman.
You get...
And I just read his email all the way through. He sang every part.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, it was all him.
That dude deserves a bowler cap and a fancy mustache.
I think he might have been using trial software to record his theme song because it came in two pieces. The first minute and then the second piece, and he asked me if I could edit the two together.
Really?
Yeah, and I had to cut them together for him.
That's
nice.
Dedication.
The dude had a vision, and he carried through.
That was awesome.
That was
yeah,
solid.
man, that's...
I gotta say, before this podcast started, Gus was all business. Did you see that, Jeff?
Yeah, I did. Gus is he doesn't have time to fuck around.
This is the all business podcast.
Today we were getting hand signals. Like, here's how many. If we have 3 minutes left, I'm gonna hold up by 3. 2 minutes left.
Just so we got a lot of shit to do. PAX is coming up this weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I've fallen behind in my work. I got a ton of shit to do.
Let's hear about it, Gus. What's on the Gus plate today?
I got to eat lunch. That's
good.
I've got a nap
Gus
at
has work.
12:30. It's just nonstop.
Oh, speaking of lunch, I got a new place for us to go today.
Oh,
really? If there's time.
I don't have time.
You guys aren't supposed to start that until the end of the podcast.
Right.
When Gus holds up a 3, then you can do.
No, when I do
your lunch
the
talk.
4, then we're doing lunch talk.
Then it's all lunch talk.
Then I'll
all
tell you.
the time.
All right, let me know when it's okay to talk about. Because I did some pre-search today.
No, I was ready to talk about lunch. It's Dad over here who's a little upset about.
Research?
Take it
Pre-search,
easy. What
yeah.
the fuck is a dad coming?
I
Tell us where you want to go for lunch, Jeff.
I want to go to a place called Your Mom Burgers.
Your mom burgers.
Yeah, it's on East. Just opened up on 1700 East Cesar Chavez.
Oh shit, that's far. I can't go there.
It's a short drive.
I'm gonna guess with
It's 2 miles away.
the number of restaurants that are just being opened in trailers and by random people in Austin that these things are not actually being certified by the city.
Certified schmurtified.
Who would do that? Like who says this is okay? You can eat at this place.
The city, you actually
inspector?
have to get certified to run a food cart.
Can't
in,
open.
in Austin.
Yeah.
Theoretically, I mean,
I guess so.
What, the inspector?
Theoretically, you can't murder anyone.
Yeah.
Like in theory.
Let's think about those food trucks. Like the inspector walks up, and is like, "Wait a minute, I haven't inspected you." You just get in the driver's seat and drive off.
At 30 miles an hour.
Exactly.
in a trailer with a burning grill in the back. So yesterday we had a good time.
Yeah.
Yesterday
Zach looks like...
God, dude,
You
I'm
look
in so
horrible.
much pain right now.
That's the worst I've ever seen you look.
Dude, so I'm the only one. In the
That's saying a lot, I know.
I'm the only one in the podcast right now without headphones because my ears hurt so bad because they're so burnt.
That's the worst Jack has ever looked.
Ugh.
That's like putting a barrel into the bottom of a barrel and then going to the bottom of that barrel. We were outside all day yesterday.
Yeah, it was good. We were at the old.
I like it. We somehow look worse with sun. How
Yeah,
is that
like,
possible?
sun was not good to us.
we're
Luckily,
at
I
the
had a
abandoned
helmet on all
airport
day.
fucking around.
Well, no, the problem was it was like sunny all day, but it was never hot. So you don't feel like, oh, hey, I'm getting sunburned. It's like, no. Then I look down at 3 o'clock. I'm like, oh my god, my arms are red. And
You know,
ugh.
I don't know how much we should say about what we did yesterday, but
Why not? We're showing it at PAX.
Okay.
Theoretically.
I will say that
theory.
my
If we get
initial,
inspected
Wait,
in
who-
PAX.
my
Who's editing
initial,
it?
yeah, that's a good question,
Brandon.
Oh, then okay.
My initial reaction when I got to the scene at the abandoned airport, and you gave me what is essentially a hazmat suit to put on. I was like, here we go again. Bernie finds a way to make me miserable every time we do a fucking shoot. And you give me a football helmet and a hazmat suit. And I was like, God damn it. However, I'm the only one who didn't get burned yesterday, I think.
Because of the helmet?
Because the full
helmet.
bodysuit and the helmet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the long
I got
sleeves.
I got a little sun on my nose, but that's it.
The worst part about that suit is I was wearing one of those suits too. Is that all the heat stayed trapped in it. It somehow warmed up, and then there was no airflow through it until mine got ripped. So I don't know how you dealt with it all day.
It was not fun. I tried to keep it open, the zipper open as much as possible.
That's a barbecuing technique.
Is it?
Yeah, roasting. Put stuff in a little bag.
I was slow roasted.
Yeah.
But I don't have any sunburn at all, and my wife is miserable, and you guys all look burned. So except for
I
Gus
look
here.
burned?
Yeah, she got burned.
Yeah, you look a little red.
Yeah,
I think I live, though.
you guys are funny. Oh no, we were in the sun.
I know, right? Brandon at one point looked like a raisin. But we did a thing yesterday where we shot outdoors all day. And it wasn't, like Jack said, it wasn't that hot of a day.
No, like 75.
No, and it was breezy. I mean, I don't think I was sweating at any point during the day.
Let's not sugarcoat it. It was fucking windy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
It was
windy.
beyond breezy.
It was windy. And, which I hope, we can, edit around that stuff. But we essentially built a 3,500-pound toy.
Yes, we did.
That was a lot of fun. In fact, when we was a little experiment that we ran, and the experiment after we got done shooting it was so much fun that we just sat there
experimenting
with this thing constantly.
We'll have to do some
We
careful
couldn't
editing
stop.
there.
Yeah.
I also learned something interesting about abandoned parking lots. No matter how remote and out of the way an abandoned parking lot is, including this one that was hidden by berms of dirt
Yep.
that had grass growing on them. They were there so long.
It's been abandoned for 12 years.
Been abandoned for 12 years. That apparently about every 15 minutes somebody comes to the abandoned parking lot.
A
Really
city
weird.
employee.
A city employee, or like street sweeper, a couple of homeless people carrying bamboo,
running with bamboo. I was like, what the fuck?
some like 55-year-old dude on a bicycle, some old joggers,
The old couple, yeah.
it was
the lady
crazy.
with the dog. The dude who was using the parking lot as a shortcut.
The dude-
See,
yeah.
he drove his Hyundai Sonata out of the fucking bushes, up into the parking lot like nothing, and just waved and kept going.
It was
Where the fuck is this guy?
the white SUV that pulled up and watched us for an hour and then backed up and left.
It turned out there was no one in there. As I was leaving, I looked in. There was no one in that car.
Oh, that's even crazy.
So they parked and then they went somewhere.
It drove itself.
Some dude was laying in the back seat getting a.
Of all those people, the weirdest
something.
guy to me was the guy on the mountain bike who
Yeah.
started off about 100 yards away, then he got to 75 yards away, then he got as close as 25 yards away, just standing there watching us.
Then he stood next to our cars for a while.
It was like Ninja Cat. Like you would look at him, he'd be kind of far away. You'd look down, do some work. You'd look up, and he'd be suddenly closer. You'd look down, and he'd look up, and he was right in front of you. He just fucking Ninja Cat his way all the way up.
Well, we were there for about 7 hours, and we must have seen 10 different sets of people come and go. It was really crazy.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere. And also not an easy place to get to. Like,
No.
you'd have to know where to turn.
I drove past it 5 times trying to find it yesterday morning.
Yeah.
I'd been there before, too, for something completely unrelated. And, and it was still hard for me to find, even though I'd been there before. So, it was weird.
But at the end of the day, it was just we were in the sun too long. Nobody knew how hot we were, and then we started commenting, hey, you look a little red. And if you say that while you're still out there, that should be a warning sign.
That's a bad sign.
So.
Yeah, it's going to get a hell of a lot worse. I actually started to feel a little sick. I had a real bad headache when I got home last night, and I fell asleep right after Lost. I fell asleep at 9 o'clock and slept for 12 hours straight.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I feel a world better now.
So Gus wakes up at 9 a.m.
I was so, yeah, what's that like? I was so tired.
Pretty awesome.
I didn't fall asleep like you did, but I was so physically beat down because Gus and I had a whole other thing going on. But I was so tired and exhausted from the day of shooting and what
great.
you and I went through.
I didn't want to talk about that, but yeah.
I'm not going to say exactly. I'm just going to say that I didn't want to fall asleep, but I was too tired to stay in the living room. So I chose not to watch Lost last night so I could lay in my bed and watch anything else. Just so I didn't have to sit in a chair.
My face was so burned that last night I usually sleep on my stomach, on my face, but I was trying to sleep on my back, and I woke myself up 2 or 3 times where I had rolled over and my face touched my pillow, and it hurt so bad it woke me up. It's rough.
You guys are babies, man.
Dude.
I hope you man up, and I hope you look better by the time PAX rolls
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, no kidding.
I brought the solar cane today, so I'm going to be lathering myself up with that.
I mean, it may be different for the last 5 years of my life since we've been indoors sitting in front of computers the entire time. But I'm pretty used to getting sunburn at least once a year.
Yeah, sunburns aren't bad. I got sunburned last week, actually. When I was canoeing.
See, that's what I was going to say, is that you had the helmet and you had the full body suit, but you also had a previous week of sun from your vacation, which, by the way, how was your vacation?
It was the most relaxing week of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't say with this fucking smirk.
I don't want to.
Like, oh,
I just, I'm not going to go too deep into what I did on my vacation, but I will say this: I didn't.
Why not?
I didn't touch a video game for 5 days.
That is rather relaxing.
You have no idea. I didn't. I was away from computers and video games. For 5
You stayed
days.
away from your primary leisure activity for a week.
Yeah.
How did you manage? That must have been so relaxing.
Dude, it really was, man. I didn't take my job home with me.
You fucking loser.
Fucking break.
Come on.
I'd say the last couple nights, I've seen Jeff on Xbox Live playing Final Fantasy. You're still playing Final Fantasy.
I love it.
Is the tutorial over yet?
Has it been 2 weeks now?
Yeah,
You been playing that game?
about that. I got about 30 hours in it right now.
How far along are you percentage-wise?
I am on chapter 9. I'm
know
at a
how
weird
many.
point. Oh, I don't know. I think there's like 17 chapters, maybe.
So you're like halfway done at 30 hours?
But I've been grinding for a while. Like I hit this sweet spot in chapter 9, and I don't want to. I don't want to leave because I can keep collecting.
Chapter 9?
Yeah, I can keep collecting. What are they called? Incentive chips, which are worth 2,500 gil each. So
Wow.
Wow, you must
That's a lot
be
of gil.
a big player in Final Fantasy Land.
It
I'm
sounds
just using it to level up weapons.
like a full life.
It's great.
Hey,
You
Jeff,
have everything you need.
you can never make fun of me for World of Warcraft ever again.
No, you can.
I can't.
no,
also,
no.
you know exactly what I'm talking about because you've played every Final Fantasy game.
I know, but I get
You
to
even
make fun
played
of you now
12.
because I'm not playing 13 though.
You will.
They just released a new patch for World of Warcraft. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's something about like they randomize instances or something like that, or battlegrounds. I don't know. I saw a brief blurb on Kotaku about
Well,
it.
what an informative section of the podcast.
Well, I asked you. I asked you if you knew about it, jackass.
It's something to do with characters.
Go back to sleep over there, Sunburn.
There may be a dragon and/or a dungeon introduced in this patch.
I will say, during my week off, though, I made it my goal to go to a different dive bar at 2 p.m. every day, and I was able to accomplish that. So I spent a lot of like early afternoons listening to old guys bitch about the basketball tournament while I got drunk.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was cool. There's this place right by our house, right by where Gus and I live, called the Carousel Lounge. I cannot recommend it highly enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Remember you guys had a goal at one point in your life, this was an actual life goal, that you were going to drink at every bar in Austin.
I think about that all
we
the time.
were going to start a website. I think we even owned a domain.
About it all the time.
We owned
I
a
do.
domain for it.
Austin
and
Drinkers.
We started it. We went to a bunch of bars that we've never been back to since then.
Gus and I got drunk at a Holiday Inn bar one time just because of that.
The fucking bartender, I guess, was from Colorado, and I guess whatever the fucking hockey team from there had just won. He gave everyone free drinks.
Oh, I remember that,
Avalanche.
yeah.
Yeah, the Avalanche, I guess. The patch note you're talking about, Jack, is I guess they introduced a random battleground system.
Okay.
How lazy do you have to be to lose the enthusiasm for getting drunk every day? I mean, like, where does that project
still
fall
get-
apart?
I still get drunk every day. Just do it at home.
Yeah, come on. Got to go outside.
We've already established that we're not outside people.
That's where
in
the
this
sun
podcast.
is.
Yeah. No, I thought that was a great idea that we had with a friend of ours named Bradley, and I'd still like to do that someday if we ever find the time, Gus. Mm-hmm. I would also like to adapt that so that it includes hamburgers. There's so many great burger places in Austin.
Man, I drove past the fucking Hat Creek on Burnett the other day, and it made me sad. I haven't been back. I haven't been to that location since they left downtown.
I haven't either. Yeah.
So sad for them.
We're just back to the local food segment again.
Yeah.
How do we get away from the local food segment? That's 2 times in one hand signal, which is I think 11 minutes.
So did you see that, I guess, Valve announced that in the Left 4 Dead DLC that one of the Left 4 Dead original characters will not survive?
We mentioned that on Abu this week, as a matter of fact.
I did see that.
Well, let's not talk about it then, because it's apparently Jack's already talked about it.
Way to go, Jack.
Yeah, it's been discussed on the internet. We can't possibly mention it again. Jack gets first.
I called dibs on that news.
So I guess
I know who it is.
in the Left 4 Dead 2
You
DLC...
do know who it is. And
I do.
I know who it is. No, I don't. I think, well,
Wait, do you know who
I've got
it
some
is?
ideas.
Do you know who it is because you read it somewhere or because you were told by somebody?
I know who it is because I was told so by somebody, so I'm just going to stay quiet.
You're going to get
Okay.
fucking kidnapped
Wait a
and
minute.
tortured at PAX now.
Is it actually official? They announced that,
They announced
They
someone's
announced that
dying. They
someone
announced
will die. They
who.
didn't announce who.
but they said it official. It's not speculation or rumor.
I'm reading it on Kotaku.
that came from Valve because I wouldn't want to say.
Yeah, the news comes by way of Valve's Chet Balazek,
Chet
Yeah.
is the writer for Left 4 Dead.
who
Yeah.
was speaking, I guess, to Jeff Keighley at GDC.
Yeah, actually, he was the guy I met at X10. He was a really nice guy. He's the writer.
You know where
is that your friend now?
He is. He's totally my friend.
Cool.
he had a
Or
trump
BFFs.
card, my knowledge. With,
So I guess the original survivor will die in the Left 4 Dead 2 DLC, but then there will be more Left 4 Dead 1 DLC, which has you work up to that point.
unless I'm wrong. Let me see if I can remember this correctly. Chet is a writer that works. He does Left 4 Dead,
Right.
and he's a writer for Valve. And essentially, the way that he got his job at Valve was he was just writing a website that probably a whole lot of people hadn't heard of called Old Man Murray, and I think it's Chet that was writing that.
Oh, really?
And,
He worked on that?
really?
And Gabe was just a reader of it, Gabe Newell, and just said, I like these guys, he's great, let's hire him.
Yeah, Gabe and Tycho of Penny Arcade used to link to Old Man Murray stuff all the time. You know, years ago.
way back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't realize that's where he came from.
Yeah, Chet, they have their emo pictures up of them on the site.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's an old site. So go to oldmanmurray.com and you can see some of Chet's earlier work.
We'll definitely be sure to link dump that. Yeah. It's interesting to see how Valve picks up. I feel like they do something kind of similar to what we do. They find people that they like on the internet or that are involved in their community, and then bring them on board to do stuff. Kind of like that's how they acquired Turtle Rock, who made Left 4 Dead, and I guess Chet from Old Man Murray. But not any of you who are listening.
More,
none of you.
Yeah. Whereas we find people from the community with low expectations and exploit that.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Welcome to the podcast, Jack.
Thanks.
Then we abuse them until they leave. I'm trying to think they're trying to see on here when the last article posted on Old Man Murray was. Did you guys read this back in the day?
I've read the site before. I wouldn't say that I read a lot.
I only ever really read it when it was linked to from Penny Arcade. It never was in my regular rotation.
Yeah, I've actually never heard of it.
The last article posted was 12/12/2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Then they took a big break, and then
They just couldn't handle the stress after 9/11.
131.
Broke them apart.
Last review was of The Sims Hot Date.
Ooh.
So,
Cool that the site is still up, though.
but that's cool. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who are doing, game review sites and doing, gaming blogs, and to know that you can get a reader of the caliber of someone like Gabe Newell, and then suddenly you're offered a job, that I think that's pretty cool. I think a lot of people would appreciate that, and it actually does happen.
Mm-hmm. Not to us, but apparently it happens to somebody.
You want to go work for Gabe Newell, is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, no. No, I'm very happy working with you.
If you worked for Gabe Newell, you'd never get to spend an entire day out in the sun with a fucking helmet on.
And that wasn't the bad part. I don't want to go into it, but it was what we were filming had a really rough period too.
I think I had it way worse than you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I do.
gonna have to lean on. I'm gonna lean.
You
Gus's
got one.
way.
You got one bad moment.
No, I had a couple.
I got this a lot.
Don't forget he tore his suit. His
My
hazmat
suit, my
Yeah.
paper suit was torn. Just so you know,
Yeah, well, I got hit in the head.
It's actually carbon fiber. I don't know if we told you that.
carbon fiber.
That's how hard you were hit.
Even worse.
So I'm reading on Twitter, all the people we know are already headed out for PAX. Are we sure that PAX starts on Friday and not Thursday?
Uh-oh. Maybe we should double check that.
When is preview day? Is that Friday?
There's no such thing as preview
No,
day.
that's a
That's
Comic-Con
Comic-Con.
thing.
Oh, okay.
Fucking idiot.
Go back to sleep.
Jesus Christ. Sunburn's already gone straight to your head. No, yeah, the exhibit hall for PAX opens at 2 p.m. on Friday.
Yeah. What time's it closed? Do you know?
I believe it's at 6 or 7 p.m. I don't remember off the top of my
I
head.
looked all over the website the other day and I couldn't figure
It's
it
in
out.
that link I sent you. Remember I told you to bookmark it? I said this is where the exhibit hall hours are in case you can't get them.
Oh, okay. Great. I wonder if I bookmarked it.
Yeah, I doubt you did.
I bet I did.
But yeah, no, it definitely starts Friday. Jeff and I are flying out there tomorrow morning to get our booth set up.
Woo.
So when I flew out to New York for the screenings for the Streamy Awards. You guys familiar with the Streamies are?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How was that, by the way?
It was okay. I kind of wish I hadn't made the trip all the way to New York to do it.
Really?
Yeah, they did screenings in New York and in LA, and we're in the Academy, so I had to go out and vote on the nominees. So I thought I'll go. This is important. People want awards, and so I should take this seriously. So I flew out there to watch the screenings of the nominees. I probably could have done it just as easily from the comfort of my own home. But then I went from there to New York. Then we went to, what did we go to Seattle for?
Emerald City Comic Con.
That's where we go. And then we came back here for South by Southwest. So I did this weird triangle of flying a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
You
were
covered
very
the
busy.
entire country. Look at you.
Pretty much. I think I added 6,000 miles
You're like George Clooney.
in that one trip. Hey, I'm getting close, man. You know what I'm at now?
What do you got?
I'm at 1.85 million frequent flyer miles.
That's pretty crazy.
Getting close to 2 million.
You know, I watched Up in the Air
Feel it coming.
recently with my wife, and she was like, 10 million frequent flyer miles. Is that a lot? I was like, yeah, that's a lot.
That's a ton.
She's like, it doesn't seem like it. And I said, well, let's put this in perspective. You know, in the movie, George Clooney says that he flew 350,000 miles in the last year. If you do that for 3 years, you fly 1 million miles.
Mm-hmm.
Do that for 30 years, you fly 10 million miles.
Yeah.
Yep. We knew a guy who had a ton. The guy who used to ship our stuff.
Oh,
before
yeah,
everybody-
yeah.
Yeah, he would personally get on the plane with the stuff. That's why he had so many miles.
Yeah, he would. He'd ship it to everybody and hand it to them. But he apparently had some job in Asia where he'd fly over there a bunch. But anyway, so we fly typically American. right?
That's changing lately.
That's changing, yeah.
But yeah, American has been a lot.
You used to be into the miles thing too. You're not anymore.
No, I totally am. But
Okay.
I'm just so fed up with their old planes that I'm open to change.
I just go for shortest flight now. That's all I care about.
No layover.
Well,
Yeah,
American
direct flights.
typically was always the shortest for us,
Yeah.
and it still is for the most part, unless Continental.
Well, we all love
Or
living,
like JetBlue or whatever.
JetBlue is awesome.
we all love living in Austin, but there's one problem with being here, and that is it's very rarely a direct flight anywhere,
A nonstop.
nonstop. You know,
Yeah.
we learned the distinction between nonstop and direct.
We have the world's most worthless international airport. Essentially.
Do you know what it takes to qualify as an international
One
airport?
international flight?
No,
I think.
you have to be one flight away from an international airport, like that you can connect to something
Oh, really?
that then flies.
Oh,
That's
We
what I
got-
heard.
we actually
isn't
do-
everyone an international airport then?
We actually do fly
Flight?
to Mexico, though.
We fly to Mexico? Mm-hmm. All right, look at us.
Yeah.
There we go.
We go to Cancun.
It's at that south terminal that I've never been to.
Yeah.
You ever been over there? Has anyone ever been to that?
No.
Any of you guys?
That's the new one they opened up a couple years
Yeah.
ago, right? No.
It's like not at all attached to the real airport. It's made out of like cardboard.
I
Anytime
do,
it rains, they have to rebuild it.
I do have to say we have a really nice airport. It's one
Now.
of the,
Oh, it's great.
oh yeah, it's one of the few you can actually just like walk from, check in and bam, you're right at your gate within like 5 minutes.
Jeff, is he going to talk about the Blue Bonnets?
I hope not.
I wasn't even going to say anything.
We were at the abandoned airport. The old air. Actually, you call it abandoned.
It's not abandoned. It's like the old airport.
Well, right,
it's
they
not,
moved
it's
the
not
airport
abandoned
on
because it's not there anymore. The only thing left is the tower.
which is cool.
Yeah.
And the signs say like terminal this way and all that way. But Jack has lived in Austin his entire life. In fact, Jack is like a fifth generation Austinite or something, right?
Yeah, fifth generation.
Which is pretty impressive because Texas is a relatively new state in terms of the union. So your family were here before Texas
Yeah.
was a state?
We were here when it was still, I guess, a territory or whatever before they made it officially a state.
All right, well, stop bragging. Anyway, so
Are you friends with Davy Crockett?
I am. We're BFFs.
My family was here when it was still Mexico.
he just calls him Dave Crockett.
Yeah.
But he
Uncle
calls him
Dave.
DC.
Uncle D.
But yesterday, Jack kept asking everyone about the old airport because he had been here when it was the official airport, as was I, and so was Matt.
We've all been there. I was here too.
And apparently, there was some kind of bluebonnet display in that airport. Jack must
when-
have asked everybody he came in contact that day about that bluebonnet.
I think he has to do it on the bike also. Like everyone who
Can I
walks
ask
through
you
the
a
parking
question?
lot is like, hey, remember the blue bonnets?
Why were the blue bonnets hanging upside down from the
I don't
fucking
know.
carousel, luggage carousel, such a big deal
No,
to
it
you?
was-
That's like your penultimate
I
childhood
have
memory.
I have this weird, distinct memory of these bluebonnets hanging above the metal detectors as you walked up to like the terminal.
Let me ask you a question. Were they real?
I don't know why.
Were they real? Did they look real?
Probably not, because I remember seeing them a couple times.
Maybe it's like some kind of weird suppressed memory.
Yeah, maybe.
Was your
Could
uncle
be.
there? Was Davy Crockett there?
Maybe it's like a conspiracy theory thing. Like bluebonnet is the code. You're about to be activated.
Yeah. You're a sleeper agent for hostess or something.
Looking at Jack, I really doubt that he's a sleeper agent. He's an all-out agent.
Jack and I are working on a new weight loss contest. We're going to get into something here. And we're trying to figure out the rules of it. We're trying to figure it out.
A new weight loss contest. Have you
Keep
been in one
trying.
before?
Yeah, previously.
How'd
Hey,
that go?
How do you think we got down to this fighting weight?
The results are stunning.
Shut the fuck up. Let me finish the story, though, about American.
Oh, yeah.
So I did this, like, triangle thing. So I thought, okay, I'm going to be on 3 flights in the next 3 days. The first flight I get on has wireless, because American has wireless on some of their flights. So I get wireless, and I think, well, it's $9.95 a flight, and I have 2 flights, because I'm connecting through Dallas. I'm just going out to New York. So I'll get the 30 days for $30. And then we're going to Boston as well. So I'll get all these trips and I'll have wireless on all these flights. Out of 6 flights I took on that trip, 2 of them had wireless on the flight. And now I'm hoping that maybe I can break even on this in the Boston flights. That somebody will have wireless on one of these planes.
Well, I would fucking hope so.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, that's the worst part.
They shouldn't offer the extended service if not all the flights.
Yeah.
I
Don't
think,
have wireless.
it makes more sense if you fly out of, like, I think New York. If you fly to New York, I bet most of the flights have wireless. A big hub for them.
Right.
But flying out of Austin, not really. How are you connecting to Boston tomorrow? Are you connecting through Dallas or through Chicago?
First of all, I'm not going tomorrow. I'm going Friday.
Oh, Friday.
And then
We're going through Dallas.
You going through Dallas?
You
Yeah.
and I are going through Chicago.
Yeah, Jeff and I are
right?
going through Chicago. I don't know why.
see, that's what I did when I went out to New York. So I went through Chicago, and that's why I had the flight. Or had the wireless on the first flight.
Oh, yeah, Austin, Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, wireless! Woo!
Yeah, I think so. And the other thing too, I think it depends on the plane because
Yeah,
we
it does.
fly a lot of Super 80s, And those are the ones with the engines in the back of the plane.
Yeah, the 2-3 configuration with the seats.
Yeah.
Well, did the Super 80 have Wi-Fi, or were you on a 757?
I think it was on 757 going to Chicago.
You know what this means, Gus? We're gonna make some people uncomfortable with streaming porn.
Jack's been doing something kind of creepy. I'm gonna call Jack out on it.
Okay, good.
Jack connects back to his computer and listens into the office when he's not here.
No.
Yes.
I've done it. The only time I ever connect back to the computer is to start uploads, and that's it.
He connects back, and the microphone activates when you take control of your computer.
Uh-huh.
So he listens to the office when he's not here.
What do you hear?
What have you heard?
Nothing.
Have you heard anything juicy?
No.
Do you keep a log?
No.
You like a Police Scan Radio fan?
That's not right to do that, right?
No, that's creepy, dude.
Well, if you think that's creepy, you can also activate the webcam if you wanted to and spy in on you guys.
Yeah, on that computer, I guess you can.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when are they going to make the Mac the 30-inch cinema displays with cameras?
They probably won't. I think they're about to introduce a 27-inch display with a camera like this.
Yeah?
But I don't think they have any plans for the 30. I don't know if they can make it that big
How
yet.
big is your display right there?
This is a 22.
God, that seems just
Or
as big as
24.
the 30 to me, almost.
I think that's a 24.
I think it's a 20. This is a 24. They're about to introduce a 27.
Yeah.
Huh.
There was a rumor for a while that Apple was going to start making TVs, and that was going to be like the next big thing.
A rumor about a Mac product? Who could imagine?
But it was going to be like an iMac that was also a television that was meant for like a living room.
I think that might have been misinformation. Like someone
No.
saw the trademark filing for Apple TV.
Yeah,
and maybe
Hey,
thought
that could be true.
Is the iPad for pre-sale yet?
Oh, yeah.
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 Man, I signed up to get notified when it went on pre-sale, and I
It
never
went on
got the
pre-sale
email.
March 13th, I think.
Yeah,
it
that
was a
sucks.
big deal. It went on at like 2 in the morning.
They never sent me the email letting me know.
Why don't you
that-
pre-order it right now?
I will as soon as podcast's over. I'm gonna buy
That
one.
was in the previous AWU, remember? And that was when Gus was on the couch.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You put, no, okay.
You were too busy concentrating to throw Xbox games.
God.
at
Oh
his
yeah,
face.
there you go.
Jack's just fucking crowbarring in the AWU place.
Yeah, he is.
You want to cut away to a segment of AWU during the podcast?
No, not particularly.
That thing's working out really well. I'm a big
Thanks.
fan of AWU. I really am.
We still seem to be talking about it, so I guess it seems something.
I saw
right.
you had Major Nelson do your number for
Yeah.
for this
Yeah, we
week's,
did.
this week's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was funny. He was funny. Just in that little number. I thought
We
that
got
was
a
funny.
pretty. Jack has a pretty good idea for the next introduction. I
Yeah,
think
the
that's
next one
cool.
should be pretty, or the next number should be pretty funny.
Yeah, Major Nelson's a real stand-up guy. He only charged by the digit. So they're still in single-digit episodes. It was way cheaper than if they got to
Yeah.
like 10 or
Well,
beyond.
it's union stuff, dude. You have to. He's a certified member of, what is it, AFTRA? I'm sure he
Sure.
is, right? Probably.
I don't know.
Who knows? Why not? I'll make him that.
Okay.
So the iPad initially started off as going to be a $499 item, right?
At the cheapest level, right? Yeah,
Without 3G.
16 gigs, Wi-Fi only.
So basically, not the one you want.
that's the one I want.
You want the cheapest one with no
16
3G?
gig Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's for Griffin. She's not going to need 3G.
I like that. It's for my wife. It doesn't matter.
She's already got a G in her name.
Yeah,
and
all-
Jeff has a G.
and then we also know Gavin and
That's
Gus. We're
2G.
4G.
They're 4G. Yeah.
However, the way I look at it is, I can't tell you the last time I was with I would need an iPad or laptop where I wasn't around Wi-Fi.
Well, you never carry your
Yeah.
laptop with you, so I can see why you wouldn't need Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I take it with me. I mean, I have I have Wi-Fi at the office. I have Wi-Fi at home. It's at every coffee shop in town.
Where's your laptop right now?
It's at home
Let me ask you this.
where I have Wi-Fi.
Well, if you don't take your laptop anywhere, of course you don't need.
Well, like Griffin uses my laptop now more than I do because I don't. I have this desktop at work to work on, and so she takes my iPod or my laptop around her to theaters and to coffee shops to sketch or to work or to have production meetings, and they always have Wi-Fi wherever she goes. So I don't see the reason to pay an extra $100
That's
and
a
then
very
pay for a
Austin-
subscription.
That's a very Austin thing.
Yeah, well, guess
too.
what? I live in Austin.
But I mean, like I've taken my laptop on trips. Like the last trip on to San Francisco for X10, and like the hotel didn't have Wi-Fi.
It's probably the only hotel in San Francisco that doesn't have Wi-Fi.
But I mean, that's happened. to
I
me a
also
couple
booked
times.
Jack into the cheapest possible hotel I
Okay.
could.
Yeah, honestly, like if you look at and also how often does my wife travel? 2-3 times a year, maybe.
Yeah.
The point is, 99% of the time she needs to use that iPad, she will be within distance of Wi-Fi.
No, that totally makes sense.
Yeah. And then plus because we have AT&T, she gets free Wi-Fi at any AT&T hotspot anyway.
That's
Where
true.
are those?
Most Starbucks have them.
Most Starbucks, yeah.
Is there an internet jack on those things, like an actual plug?
No, I don't think so.
No.
In my opinion, I think you don't realize how much you go without it because you always have your iPhone. When was the last time you had your iPhone around a wireless
Yeah,
network?
I used, before I had my iPhone, I had my iPod Touch, and it's like that. It's, very similar to an iPhone, runs all the apps, but Wi-Fi only. And for the most part, I could get by okay. The only time that it really sucked was like waiting for the bus.
Yeah.
And even then, I could wait for the bus down here. There was, I could get the Wi-Fi off the Starbucks at the corner. And since we have AT&T internet service for our office, I would log in with that and get it for free.
Yeah, there you go.
So we're gonna try taking the metro anytime soon. You guys want to ride that out somewhere?
To Leander? No.
Well, you go to Highland Mall.
Does it run on the weekends?
I'm thinking it just runs nonstop now. I mean, like every day, not nonstop, but every day.
I would do it on like a Saturday or Sunday, but the times are wonky for
Yeah.
weekday travel.
I don't know. They only run it during like prime commuting hours in the middle of the week. I don't imagine they would run it on the weekend.
You guys
if
are going to
that's the
have
case.
to explain what you're talking about.
Well, Austin Metro Rail opened up after like a 7-year battle.
Yeah, that's the commuter rail that got voted in. Like, how many years ago was it voted in? Was it 2002 or 3?
I think 2003 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
And literally, they just opened it this week after all that time.
They were supposed to open last year around this time.
Yeah, it was supposed to open last South by.
And then, like, the week before they were supposed to launch it, they were like, it's going to take us a little longer. We'll let you know when it's ready.
It's
And it
been
took a
delayed
year.
now for two full years.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you hear that the biggest complaint now is it's too quiet? They're afraid someone's going to walk onto the track and not notice a train's coming.
I heard that yesterday they actually had to stop the train because someone was standing on the track and refused to move. And the train had to come to a complete stop. Security got off the train and arrested him.
Was that like a wacky homeless guy? Or
Yeah,
was
it was
just
like some
a
crazy guy.
Okay.
It was like, just refused to move, made the train stop.
Huh.
And then later, another dude was like walking down the tracks, saw the train, and like at the last minute jumped out of the way. Then the train kept going, then he just jumped back on the track, kept walking.
Weird.
It was like Stand By Me or something.
I guess.
Was there a bridge he had to get across?
Train dodging. I saw a clip on Live Leak in Detroit where a firefighter and a cop. This is the story, at least it's posted. They stopped on the railroad tracks to talk to one another. Driver's side window to driver's side window, and a train ended up hitting the fire truck.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous.
Wow.
I mean, apparently the train comes around the corner. Cop has enough time to see it and backs the hell out of the way, but they can't move the fire truck in time. And I mean, a fire engine is a very expensive piece of equipment. I mean, how much do you think a fire engine costs?
I don't know, man. A couple $100,000?
Probably, yeah.
Probably $500,000, I would guess.
Jesus.
For the newer ones, yeah.
For a chatting vehicle.
And then the train hits it too. So I'm sure the train was damaged as well.
Nah, who cares about the train? No, I'm sure the train was fine.
It's crazy, man. A train. You watch those train videos. Nothing slows a train down. A train will go through anything. They should just that's what they should do when they want to cut through a mountain. Just build train tracks right up to the mountain and just fucking drive a train.
That
through
should be
it.
like a new weapon. We should just build train tracks to our enemies and then just send trains at them.
It's nothing stops it. Nothing. Yeah, I always think about that. Did you ever read the Halo novels at all? Anybody?
No.
Yeah, they do a lot of the space battles in the Halo novels, like ship-to-ship stuff. And they have those big MAC cannons, which they fire a huge slug of spent uranium. That's the big human weapon in kind of like a railgun fashion. And I always think about it just being like firing a train at somebody is what these things do.
Yeah,
Those are the
they
big
showed those at the beginning of Halo 2, right?
Yeah, those are the big orbital guns, and you're in one of the platforms that you're fighting at the beginning of Halo 2. I believe so. You're in, or at least you're around them.
Yeah, I think you could see them like when you're walking around fighting. If you look out into the distance, you see like one of them blow up and one of them fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
It's our answer to the plasma weapons that the Covenant have.
Let's just make a gun, but huge.
Exactly.
It's like that's our thing. We take projectiles and just make them bigger and faster.
It's the Texas way.
I'll look at the actual specs on this while you guys talk about something else.
Hey, well, you were out of the office when this announcement came out, Jeff. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see that it's speculated that the Xbox is going to start supporting external USB memory devices?
I did see that, yeah. Very exciting.
Up to 16 gigs in size.
Is that the cap, 16 gigs?
Yeah,
That's great.
and you can bond up to 2 different 16 gig devices to your Xbox.
Will they be like, can it be any USB device? Do you have any idea?
I just get memory
and
stick, I
USB
think.
hard drive.
Yeah.
Can you partition like a 32 gig memory stick, do you think?
Why not?
That's what I was curious about.
I don't
Like,
know.
Why not just let those third-party memory cards that Bernie and I have work again?
I think just because they think people will use it to hack, maybe they don't think they have full control over that, but I guess USB
With the
opens it up
USB,
to
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I'm sure those companies will now come back around. I for one, like it. I think they took away something,
I do
and now
too.
they're offering another solution.
I realize that I may not be the typical Xbox gamer, but I have a 512 meg card that I keep my profile on, and then all of my saved games because I work from home and the office back and forth a lot, and it's a constant file management problem for
Yeah.
me. 512 meg seems like a ton, but it fills up pretty fast.
Yeah, I just end up archiving like any game I'm not playing right now.
Yeah.
I just archive it to my hard drive, and then when I need it, it's like but then it becomes which hard drive did I put?
Right,
it
because
on?
you got like 3 or 4 hard drives
Yeah.
at home, and it's a whole thing.
DMZilla was here last week with us.
Yeah, I
And-
heard he sat in on the podcast.
Yeah, he told us something cool about the way the DRM works, where you can consolidate all your purchases to one Xbox. You can do that once a year. It's a service they offer.
Oh, really?
And you can just go online and do all your like, this is my Xbox, DRM transfer everything to this box.
Is it a paid thing or?
Well, no, I think once a year it's free.
That's awesome.
You know, but it's really cool because in my house I buy stuff all over the place. I buy stuff at work. So, and the way that DRM and the Xbox works is anyone can use it on that Xbox. So if I think about a family, anybody in my family could play the downloadable content on that Xbox as long as it's the one I bought it on.
How do you go about doing that? Is that like an option on the Xbox menu, or do you have to go to the website?
I believe so. I can aim DMs.
You probably have to call somebody. Like someone probably has to, you know.
Yeah, because I've never seen an option for that, but that sounds really like that'd be really handy.
Hey, speaking of Xbox storage, I feel like I read an article yesterday, right before we were running out to go do our shoot, that they've all but confirmed standalone 250 gig hard drives.
Yeah, Major Nelson announced that in his Twitter.
Yeah, he said you can buy them now.
That's great.
Which is cool.
Are they available now?
He had a link that I didn't click
okay.
on, so maybe it was a link to the announcement or a link to buy it.
I've been using Zune Marketplace now for probably 75% of my entertainment.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, and so that's really helpful to me because I've been like obsessed with Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Burn Notice, and I've been
Sunny.
Yeah, I've bought like pretty much every episode of both of those, so I'm starting to really eat into that hard drive space.
Yeah, I'm looking here on Amazon right now, and you can buy a 250 gig Xbox hard drive for $130.
I'll buy the hell out of that.
And I bought whatever the next one up was before this, 120 gig?
120.
Yeah, 120.
And it comes with a tool that you just hook your drives together, essentially, and it transfers everything.
Yep.
Works like a charm. Couldn't be any easier. So I was worried about switching, and when I did it, I wish I'd have done it sooner.
Yeah, those things are great. Do you know if the 250 ships with that? I think I read a rumor that it's not going to ship with that cable.
Oh, I don't know.
So if you have that cable, hold on to it. Just to be safe. I don't know. I'd have to research that.
I think it came with a cable and a disc, and the disc was the transfer part.
I think the disc just had like an update to the
Firmware?
dashboard.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you had the software to do it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Kind of like that. My N wireless adapter came with a...
Right. Same. You probably didn't need it because you connect to Xbox Live all the time.
Yeah, a disc as well.
Yeah, same thing.
So let me tell you about this Mac Cannon before we get too far away from it. These are the specs on the Mac Cannon in Halo. A standard ship-based Mac fires slugs of either ferric tungsten or depleted uranium at around 40% of the speed of light. The high muzzle speed gives the 600-ton slug the kinetic energy and momentum necessary to damage a target. An orbital defense platform, which is what you saw at the beginning of Halo 2, fires a 3,000-ton slug at nearly 50% of the speed of light, around 150,000 kilometers per second. So, that's a big gun.
Wow.
Pretty fast.
That's your nerdy moment of the day. That's me getting revenge for you knowing how Luke Skywalker became a Jedi by traveling to a cave and beating up somebody.
I didn't say that.
I know, whatever you said, that he got Qui-Gon's lightsaber.
You know, we talked about the radio plays. That's not nerdy at all. Hello?
I guess you got that off Halopedia, just so you know. Which I found from a link from halo.bungie.org.
So have you still been playing any Bad Company 2, Jack?
I was playing it last night, as a matter of fact.
Really? You haven't touched it at all yet, have you, Bernie?
No, I played Mass Effect 2 after playing Mass Effect 1 for, 2 or 3 weeks straight.
How many hours did you put in Mass Effect 1, do you know?
When you were talking about playing Final Fantasy, you've been playing nonstop, it looks like, and you said you're only 30 hours in.
About 30 hours,
I mean, it looks like you played a lot more than that. It seems like it.
Okay.
Because you played here in the office all day, and then you're at home playing it, too. Mm-hmm. That would seem like 16 hours a day to me. But as much as I played Mass Effect, I think I only logged 38 hours on that.
On Mass Effect 1?
It seems that's what the saves are telling me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not very much.
I mean, I'm sure I have some reloads that I lost, especially on Mass Effect 1. Man, one thing Mass Effect 2 has over Mass Effect 1 is the autosave system is way better. Way better. Mass Effect, you can forget to save, and it's like Bioshock where, oh, I'm dead. Hey, when did I save? Oh, that's right. I saved 2 hours ago.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I'm fucked. So basically when you landed on the planet is when it autosaves in Mass Effect 1. But I was going to say, it took me 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get all the way through Mass Effect, the first one. Mass Effect 2, I probably played in 2 or 3 days. Played through the whole thing, and I have all but 2 of the achievements.
What are you missing?
Hit level 30, and my guy's level 29 right now. And then to play through on Insanity. So I basically just have to go through on Insanity.
That new Mass Effect 2 DLC came out yesterday, right?
Yeah, I was playing it this morning right before we started the podcast.
It's costumes.
No. There's the Firewalker DLC as well. That's the free DLC, which allows you to get the Hammerhead vehicle, and it gives you 5 new missions.
Oh.
I did the first mission.
No achievements, though.
Not that I can see. Yeah, no achievements.
Well, you probably would help you with your leveling if you need that.
It does for sure, and you get a lot of cash. At least from the first mission I did.
Now, do you have to be... You say it's free DLC, but do you have to be part of the Cerberus network to get that?
I think so. That's how I found it.
Right.
Yeah, so
But-
you have to have bought the game new, or if you bought it used, you have to pay the $10 for the Cerberus network.
It's 1,200 points. I think that's $15, right?
But if you bought the game new from a retail store, then you're part of the Cerberus network.
Okay, well, see, now look. This is where we run into that issue, right? I buy it for my house. If there's more than one gamer tag in my house, who activates that code and gets that code? And I got lucky because I found out that if somebody else in the house gets the code or buys the DLC, then it just shows up in mine as well on that console. So, but if you're on multiple consoles in multiple places, it becomes kind of a pain in the ass.
I haven't had a problem. Like I play at work and at home, and I have the Cerberus network at both.
So
yeah,
how
but
did
he's
you?
talking about multiple gamer tags,
Yeah,
though. You're playing the same gamer tag on both boxes. So,
yeah, but
that'll
he's
work.
also saying that like if it's on a console, any gamer tag can use it.
Yeah, but he like. Oh, is that true?
Yeah, like if it was like my upstairs, I have an Elite up there, and if it was downloaded on that box, then everyone who plays on that box can play it. Everybody who puts a gamer card in there can play it. But like if I want to play downstairs, since I'm not the person who used the code, I can't use it downstairs, and I have to pay $1,200.
But couldn't the
get
person who used the code upstairs download it downstairs as well? Then you could use
the
it?
person could, yeah, but we bought the game for my house. You know what I mean? The DLC came with the game. You know, it's kind of a. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
No, because like I thought if anyone can do it, couldn't the person who has the code go downstairs?
He can go anywhere.
Use it. I know, and then couldn't you follow him and also play downstairs?
No, because he has to be logged into Xbox Live to verify to use the account. Because if you, it's tied to the MAC address or whatever, the serial number for the box for the Xbox. So let's say Jeff and I live in the same house. Hey, baby, what's up?
Hey,
And I buy
need
DLC.
your week for the dishes.
Thanks, I'll get right on that, sweetie. I buy the DLC on our Elite, right? And then I walk over to our regular Xbox. I can re-download it on the other Xbox, but on that other Xbox, I have to be logged into Xbox Live to use that content. Does that make
I
sense?
see, yeah.
So if I'm not home and I have my gamer tag there, Jeff logs into the white Xbox, he can't use it. And that becomes confusing, too, because what if Jeff plays on the Elite and makes a save? Is his save valid on a box that doesn't
Right.
have the DLC?
But you don't have to be logged in and validated on the Elite.
Correct.
Okay.
So he would always have to play Mass Effect on the Elite.
Right.
Confusing? Copyright issues usually are.
Yes.
But it becomes more confusing when now part of the full game is presented as DLC, which Mass Effect 2, it really was.
Yeah, it really integrates it.
Yeah. Because that Zaid, there's Zaid missions, which is that mercenary character. He's part of the Cerberus DLC.
Yeah.
Although I do like the way Mass Effect does the DLC with that Cerberus network, and they just kind of add DLC. Like you pay once to get on that network thing, and they just keep adding DLC to it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like when I went in to download the Firewalker DLC this morning, there were 2 other DLC packs that I wasn't aware of. There were weapon packs, but still, I didn't know
I
they
think
were there.
that's part of that Project $10 that EA is trying to push. Because Bad Company 2 also came with like the VIP code. And I assume like when the DLC comes out next week, that it'll be the same way. It'll just show up if you enter the VIP code. And you'll be able to download it for free.
That's what it is. It's free DLC if you're a member of the VIP.
Right.
thing.
And that's just their way to make to eat into used game sales. So hey, we got PAX East coming up this week.
Woo!
And we got an Alamo showing next week,
That's right. April 1st.
Sold out.
which is sold out again. We're in the biggest theater.
Yeah.
So I guess if you're going to be... and PAX East is sold out too. So I hope you come see us. I hope you already made plans to come see us. Because if not, both locations
Too
are
late
sold out.
now.
Do you know how big the big theater at Alamo South Lamar is?
No, I don't know.
I want to say like 350.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I think.
All right, anything else we want to plug before we wrap up?
Just if you're making plans at PAX, we have now 2 very cool things to show. We're going to show
Yeah.
the thing we talked about earlier in the podcast where we were out shooting outside yesterday, and then the first few episodes of Reversible.
That one's definitely worth it just to see. Gus gets some well-deserved comeuppance.
God.
And our panel is at 3:30 on Saturday at PAX East in the big theater. I forget what they call it.
We might not have enough time for Q&A in this panel because
Yeah.
we won't be showing too much stuff, so we're going to have to cut some of this stuff down
Yeah.
to have time for some audience interaction. That's always a lot of fun.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.